Everything looks all good to go. Hello once again, everyone. I am back with some more Final Fantasy XIV Realm Reborn. Hun, hun, hun. Starting slightly earlier than usual. Well, call it eagerness, or what you will. But yeah. Huh. And considering the change to the schedule, no, my time. Well, what I'm planning to change with my schedule, considering a bit of an improvement at work. Uh, that being said, this will stay the same. As for Ender Lilies, I might bring it back to what it was before with Mondays, or else just stick to stick to Friday or Wednesday. So I'll think of something. For the time being, I'm back with this. That aside, had a pretty fun game with D&D today, and as I unintentionally made a nemesis for two of my players. We just made a illusionist thief that just that stole from the rich and trolled those two party members. It was honestly hilarious. But enough about that. Let's get back into the action. So, last we left off, we're gonna be meeting with a character I had a crush on in this game for quite some time. I probably still do. Any bright ideas? Solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of a better suggestion, I say we try picking Kukalupa's brain again. Who knows? If we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within. Nestled away within it. Oh, but it is good to see you return. Have some thought to the matter, and I have just hit upon a most disturbing possibility. I've been so blind! Calm yourself, Fufalupa. This is disturbing possibility of which you speak. I was contemplating as to how the thieves' activities escaped unnoticed for so long, and then it came to me. What if there is someone among our own ranks conspiring with them? A traitor in our own midst? It would be most unfortunate if your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa. Indeed, if for reasons of security, the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed. Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would these as wily as ours risk upon confrontation? Mayhap not. Neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. Nay, they may instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Mikote miner, traveling without escorts, so as to not attract undue attention. I see! It's the concern may well elect to do that. To travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerley? Fine spot for a rest. Would you not agree, Valzin? You lie in wait to the north, and I will do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends. I've received new orders. I must inform my men at once. I feel the urge to sneeze. Bless me. Call me a cynic, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared to offer them some encouragement. Oh, there's more of you. Is that all of you? Good. Huh? That's her okay, that's actually a pretty good disguise. I almost didn't recognize her. Summoned to the loss as expected. You are unharmed. Gang of sea wolf thieves and an adrenaline, no less. Suppose there's a first time for everything. He-wolves? All of them? Oh, the same taste and facial tattoos. Blue, in case you were wondering. Things are a long way from home. Tancred, if you'd be so good as to attend to the outstanding matters on Horizon, inquiries to make. To Horizon, then. Lupa will want to hear about your meeting with thieves. On behalf of the Brass Blades of the Rose, I thank you for your service to Horizon. But I have not been idle. While you were away, while you were afield, we succeeded in identifying the traitor within our ranks. That's so. And by your leave, I should very much like to have a word with the fellow in private. No, I'm afraid that will not be possible. Apparently, he, managed to subdue the units of Blades, dispatch and detain him, and make good his escape. Oh, for the love of... How did he manage that exactly? Your men haven't been sampling the somnus we confiscated, have they? Or was he a giant in disguise? No, he was quite strong. Seawolf, Lumenson born and raised, I believe. Do not worry, we will find him. Have my word on that. See. Keep me appraised of any developments. Yes, he's standing next to me. Understood. Your time together is at an end, my friend. Your services are required elsewhere. Awfully disappointing, I know. But one must follow where duty leads. You might try to look a little disappointed. Or do you mean to give me another one of your stoic nods? You do, don't you? Oh good, they're aware. Antecedent begged me to tell you to make for Vesper Bay, where young Alvino awaits your company most eagerly. It was he who requested your assistance. Some commotion or incident, not privy to the details. While you do whatever it is that Alvino has planned for you, I shall endeavor to track down our treacherous Brassblade. While I do, you may rest assured that we will have our answers. Sorry, just burps coming up. You are late. No matter. I know where our visitors are headed. From what I've been able to gather, this vessel belongs to a band of Domans who seek an audience with the Sultana. You're familiar with Doma, yes? And Assad? Well, like the rest of the nations of the Eastern Continent, it is ruled by the Garlean Empire. Given our visitors' unannounced arrival, as well as the state of their ship, I suspect they did not leave their homeland under the best circumstances. Needless to say, I should be very interested to hear their tale, and more importantly, what they know of the current state of affairs in the Empire, which information could prove most useful. We'd be fools not to pursue this opportunity, do you not think? Come with me to Uldar, Bowser. Unless I'm mistaken, I am rarely mistaken. You'll find the Domans bickering with a Sultan sworn on the Royal Promenade. You are uncertain of your role in the proceedings? Insurance. Our guests are not themselves Imperial agents. It seems fair to assume that they may be pursued by some. If not, who better than you to have on hand in the event of an unforeseen diplomatic incident? Besides, I do so enjoy your sparkling repartee. Satisfied? Good. I shall see you in Uldar. Okay, little Mr. Lexicon. Found them. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Understand, good sir. I have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. All I ask is that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you and darken these doors no longer. Not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A little man with a cold heart knows kind well. I hope that you find me more to your liking. Alpino Levier, at your service, a friend. Which, I believe, makes me very nearly unique. In this part of the world, at least. You indeed are your allies in Uldar. Yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and the powerful. Join me and my associate at the quicksand. There you may explain your situation to us. We shall see if there's aught we can do to help. Hey. Before anyone asks, yes, the lady in purple was in fact the person I mentioned having a little bit of a crush on. You'll understand why as time goes on. Though I can assure you, her being a ninja has nothing to do with it. It does help.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Othard, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A war of succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone, razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
You say that, but Stormblood.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Alrighty then. If I may, sir. As I said earlier, we have been at sea for several moons. Our supplies are all but spent. I've not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor to please you to listen to them, I think. As to say, however, sacrifices have been made. It pains me to beg for more when you have already offered so much. Desperation compels me. Gentle sir, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. We'll see. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Valzit? Of course I'll help! Couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? Just sent word that they can't come. Meaning, they've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go and call Paula, Veruda and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to the Tell them I said to ship the little prince's order to the Waking Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. He's in the business of feeding refugees now? I normally want to question Mistress Monodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. I'll speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man who can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. My, that's a rather odd request. Have you misread her instructions? You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. She'll start to expect it, you mark my words. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. I'll go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. I did not hope for such magnanimity, much less expect it. Mistress Momodi is generous indeed. Shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General of your situation. I think you'll be pleased with this reply. You've been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both. We shall return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alpino. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. The small favor you fairly won with your words. It is with words that you will win the favor of the Syndicate. I shall choose them with care. You'll be accompanying us, yes? Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy. That nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General awaits us on the Royal Promenade. A pleasure, Captain Skycloak. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the Purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I don't like him.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think.
You know, he's right, but he doesn't need to be a dick about it.
Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Ah, yes. The law is the law. And so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage have fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
Would that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind. Does he like to change it? Oft I have wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah, waste no more words on him. Romans are yet in need of aid. Everyone, follow me to the Hall of Flames. You ever get the feeling of you want to shudder but can't? That's kind of what I'm feeling right now in my spine. Just a mild tingling. The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving the matter being considered. The Monitorists have made their position clear. Agreed. Ul'dah is not an option. Nor is Limsa or Gridania, a judge given the state of their internal affairs. These are Doman friends confined to a ship. It's the thought of them being huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more to find an alternative, at least not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Please. Ophelia, it's precisely what I wish to discuss. I understand the Syndicate's decision. I do. I wish to preserve that which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultanate to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent. I shall keep you informed. Lady Gary, I have a proposal if you would hear it. Not with us, Master Alphino. Headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, stands in the place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action. It lacks the comforts of more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with not save food and shelter by way of reward. It was unlike those which you yourself proposed, Giri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Alphino, once again I find myself in your debt. Hey, do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people is, The life your people go to is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. But before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Uldan Adventurers Guild can be of assistance? Look for me there or not, Falcon. Lady Yugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the Immortal Flame can provide. We are concerned that the Doman refugees may find the journey to Revenant's Soul too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship with insufficient supplies and scant room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. That in mind, Mistress Momodi has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set out for Mordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. So all the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. For a smaller number, Kappa would go unnoticed. But the Syndicate will not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We shall begin contract negotiations at once. Generosity he is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, we shall ever have a friend in Uldar, Lady Yugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. As Alphino said, he's out for profit. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Yugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting the Dome and friends to you. After you have rested your own weary legs, of course. What say you? As we speak, the Domans prepared for departure at Vesper Bay, wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Kuldar. That said, they have all been decided rather suddenly. This has all been decided rather suddenly. It would not surprise me if the refugees required some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Malzin, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done, do it. Speak with a man named Hosen when you arrive. As Lady Yugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. Oh, Hosan. And Hosen. Not like the monkeys from Miss Pandaria.
Hmm.
All boogie. Greetings. Alphino informed me that a scion would be arriving with the preparations. I am honored to meet you, though ashamed as well. A great warrior should not be tasked with such trivialities. I knew from a glance what manner of man you were. I too have some skill at arms, as do many of our people. Pray forgive this trifle, but might I trouble you to help round up the children that have been given into my care? They are most adept at staying hidden from my sight, but perhaps your keen eyes will see where I have failed. You have my thanks, friend. Pray, seek out my son, Yozan. He can tell you more. Hello there, I'm Yozan, son of Hozan. You will be coming with us to Ulda? I hear we're traveling by horse for drawn carriage. But don't you think they're queer? Giant birds that people ride like horses? Still want to try riding one, but... Was that... You're looking for the others? Don't worry, I already told them to get ready for the carriages. We'll need your help, though. We're just finishing a game of hide and seek. 3 players are still hiding, and since Lady Gary told us to take it really seriously, we won't move until they're found. But Vesper Bay isn't that big, so I bet you could find them in no time. Found one. Hey, you're not Yozan. Who are you? I'm Koharu. Nelson Sky, okay? I didn't know anyone else was... Wait a minute. You're one of those, stallions, aren't you? Scions. No, scions! You must know Lady Yugiri, right? Isn't she great? She's really good at hide and seek, too. Oh, right, it's almost time to go. Nice meeting you, Vals and Skyglow. How'd you find me? Ah, I need to practice more. Maybe you're just good at this. I mean, the Garleans didn't find me. That's because Garleans are, despite all their advanced technology, are kind of stupid. You will not escape from my bush. Are you playing? No fair. Yosen didn't say anything about adults. Huh? We get to ride a horseback carriage? No. Sounds scary, but if Yazan says it's safe, I'll go. Wonderful. All the children are accounted to. Hide and seek. Ah, I see that you are curious. It is quite simple, really. Lady Yugiri thought it best that children know what to do in case the Garleans found us. I should hope that those days are behind us, but I nevertheless take comfort in knowing that we are prepared. The first caravan is due to depart shortly, followed by the rest at regular intervals. My family and I, including a stubborn old Homai, We'll be traveling in the lead carriage together with Youngo Haru, whom I believe you've already met. Though, I understand the road to Ul'dah is regularly patrolled by your brass blades. It would give us great comfort if you would agree to accompany us on our journey. Once again, I thank you for your kindness. When you are ready to leave, please inform our coachman. Eager to be off, are you? Well, I was meant to have a word with you about that. Runner from the Blades says we might have a problem. Real looking beastie's been sighted south of the bridge to Everly. Might be someone's eyes are playing tricks on them, of course. I don't pay to gamble on this business. Now, I know you can handle yourself in a fight. This lot here is another story. So I was thinking you might go ahead and have a quick look around. Make sure the area is safe like. And if you come across anything dangerous, you know what to do. When you're satisfied the way's clear, meet us outside Horizon. Blades tell me the road there is safe, so I reckon we can make it that far on our own. Assuming the self-same bastards don't try to rob us, that is. Well, I know this quest line involves Leviathan. That's why I put the thing in the title. What's that? Here. Define dangerous beast. That's not a beast. That's an abomination. So there was a beastie. Was being the operative word, eh? Well fought, sir. Well fought. If only I were in better health, I should have been proud to stand at your side. Hang my son no mind. He forgets that his responsibilities include acts of daring do. Be that as it may, I cannot help but envy you. Had we been able to call upon heroes of your strength and skill in Doma, things would have been very different. But we cannot change the past. Those who fought and fell are forever lost to us. Lost, but not forgotten. Lady Gary's kinsmen, least of all. They fought fiercest, though they knew full well it was in vain. She had every right to walk away, yet she chose to stay. Food, shelter, the promise of a better life. All this and more we owe to her. How does one even begin to repay such a debt? In kind, Father. To she who has given everything, we shall give our all. Whatever work there is to be done, we shall do without question. Ditch digging, bricklaying, it matters not. Riven's soul will grow and prosper by our hands. If you say so. Hey, Mr. Fousen. Koharu, and I want to know why you became an adventurer. I'm gonna roll a d4. Where are my d4s? Found one. To win glory. Glory? Like bringing on to your family, you mean? Yes, father always goes on about that. My turn. Excuse me, Mr. Valson, I got a question. What's Revenant's Toll like? Is it pretty? It's a stone's throw from an Imperial castrum. Frequented by countless adventurers. The bustling outpost frequented by countless adventurers. You mean there's lots of people there who are just as strong as you? Oh, I can't wait! Not as strong as me, darling. I can guarantee you that. Enough, Koharu, it's my turn. Mr. Valson, when I'm older, I want to be as strong like you. What do I have to do? Seek out new experiences and adventures. And adventures. Of course, to be a better adventurer, you need to go adventuring. Alright. That's enough questions for Mr. Valson. That's no fair. Why does Yozan get to ask 2 questions? I want to know about adventuring just as much as he does. Just one more, please. Do you think I could become an adventurer like you one day? Sure. Assuming you don't get eaten first. Yeah, and I will. Thanks for the advice, Mr. Valson. I won't forget it. I'm going to be an adventurer too. Get to Revenant's Toll. Let's make an adventurous guild for Domans. We'll protect our friends, punish the wicked, just like Master Valson and Lady Yugiri. Just like Mr. Valson and Lady Yugiri. We can talk more about it in the carriage on the way. Will you be joining us? I mean, I gotta keep you idiots safe somehow. So, you don't want to become an adventurer like me. Black magic has, side effects. You can still become an adventurer, just not like me. I've done some pretty bad things. I've done some pretty questionable things in my studies. Ah, Valson. I think the first group has arrived. Excellent. Is there aught to miss? No, I have matters well in hand here. You and Lady Yugiri should travel to Revenant's Toll forthwith. It is past time Lady Yugiri met with the guild representatives in Revenant's Toll. Since I do not foresee any further matters arising here in Thanalan, which might require your personal attention, I would instead have you serve as an escort to the Doman delegation for a duration of the journey. Speak first with Slaftborn upon your arrival. He is the one with whom the Domans will be working most closely. I should think. Towards introduce Lady Gyria to Menphilia and the Guild Emissary. If both meetings go well, the resulting ties should stand the Domans in good stead for for that which is to come. Safe travels, Fasten.
And this must be the esteemed Lady Gyria and our associates. I greet you all as friends, bid you welcome to the toll. I hope you do not find our fineries off-putting. Pour through he may seem, we have a wealth of spirit and camaraderie to spare. You see, race and creed don't enter into here. We welcome all sorts, provided they are willing to earn their keeper calls.
You're no stranger to hard work, Master Slaveborn. You may rest assured that we will carry out your orders with due diligence.
Oh, not for a moment did I not doubt your commitment, my lady. Pray understand I give the same speech to all new arrivals. And you needn't bow your head or call me master or either. Both frontier hands, as far as I'm concerned.
As you wish, Slaveborn. May this meeting mark the beginning of a long and fruitful friendship. Relationship.
Our guests have yet to meet the antecedent. Something else, Velson, why are you wasting time with me? Send him to the Rotten Stones.
Will do. To whom much is given, much is expected. Forgive me, I will require a moment to compose my thoughts before meeting with your leader. We shall join you at the Rising Stones anon.
Right.
Tis no use. Everything alright? Attempts to reach the students of Baldestin continue to meet with failure. Yonje has explored other avenues of inquiry, but they too have yielded naught. We will persevere, of course. In our hearts the truth is clear. We are but awaiting confirmation of that which we already know. How fare the Domans? I am given to understand you were kept quite busy in Vesper Bay. They have you question the wisdom of aiding refugees with the primal threat remains. They have you question the wisdom of aiding refugees when the primal threat remains unresolved. I should not blame you if you did. And when I deny that this matter falls outside our normal purview, be that as it may, I could not ignore the plight of these refugees. Not when it is within our power to help them. What about the Alamegans? Lady Yugiri is here? Here, please, show her in. I should very much like to meet her. Lots of nodding. We have no objections. Pray, do so with our blessing. Your answer pleases me beyond words, my lady. But are you quite certain? We have no way of knowing how many might answer my summons. In the event that Revenant's soul could not accommodate us all, we would need to find an alternative solution. Should that come to pass, we will find it together.
As ever, it has been a pleasure, Antecedent.
Alas, we must take our leave as the first carriages are due to arrive at any moment. Should you require aught else, pray speak with Reborn, Lady Yugiri. Bowsen. Lamine and I will make all the necessary preparations to ensure that our Doman friends feel at home upon their arrival. I must admit, I am still troubled by the matter of the missing crystals. Yustola should be returning anon with a report afield. Mayhap you could wait here and speak with her upon her arrival?
How goes the fishing? Caught anything slippery?
Aye. Our suspicions were well founded. The Serpent Reavers are indeed the culprits.
The plot thickens.
Has there been any movement in Thanalan?
It has been blessedly quiet, which is to say the Amalja are being no more or less of a nuisance than usual, summoning Ifrit with such crystals as they have hoarded. Urianger, too, reports not out of the ordinary.
Then we have our explanation.
Your explanation for what, pray tell?
For the recent spate of crystal thefts in Thanalan, we naturally assumed that the trail would lead us back to the Amalja. Yet it did not. It led us across the sea unto Vilbrand.
Vilbrand? There have been reports of increased Sahagin activity of late.
There it is.
Oh gods. They mean to summon Leviathan?
That is the way of it, I fear. Whilst conducting our investigation on behalf of the mineral concern, we came upon evidence implicating the Serpent Reavers. With the aid of the Maelstrom, I was able to verify our suspicions. 'Tis only a matter of time before Leviathan returns to harrow the seas. But there is more. One of the Sahagin, an elder by my judgment, spoke of attaining the gift and knowledge of eternity.
Ugh.
Such a disturbance in the ether. If I did not know better, I should think this device defective. And there is the explanation.
Soon, soon it shall begin. Our Lord shall rise mid surging waves to wash away the finless ones. And I shall be granted the gift and knowledge of eternity, and with the emissary stand equal. Then shall I know no cessation, no oblivion.
Oh, you will.
Whence comes this promise of immortality? The emissary? We have outstayed our welcome.
The gift and knowledge.
It's the Asians.
Are the two of you quite well?
You shared that vision, did you not?
Oh yeah.
Even before the Sahagin made mention of the emissary, I recognized Elidibus's words. He is behind this. But surely it is not within his power to grant the echo.
My lady, Unless we act swiftly, Leviathan will rise again. The Admiral has already requested that we intervene to prevent this. Failing that, we are to attend to the Primal's extermination.
She will have our full cooperation. Let us make haste to Limsa Lominsa. I mean to play a part in this mission. Tataru, pray, take charge in my absence.
My lady, are you sure this is wise?
I am aware of the risks, but there is something I must see with mine own eyes. The true nature of the Echo.
Very well. I shall not stand in your way. On the condition that you permit me to accompany you as bodyguard.
Your company is ever welcome, Thancred.
I take it something ill is afoot.
Aye, a Primal is about to be loosed upon Eorzea.
A primal?
A godlike being whose very existence is a bane upon the land. We scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to put an end to their kind.
I see. Know then that I am learned in the arts of war. In return for the kindness you have shown my people, I would lend you my blade.
Yes, please.
It would be most welcome. When contending with a Primal, one can never have too many able allies. If you crave a more intimate understanding of the problems facing Eorzea, this experience is like to provide it. Be sure to come well prepared.
Daily, should the worst come to pass and Leviathan is summoned, the only recourse it will be to face him in battle. Given past experience, you may very well think that eventuality be inevitable. Yet so long as there is even a chance that the Primal's return might be prevented, we must needs spend all our efforts toward achieving that goal. Before we do aught else, let us hasten to Limsa Lominsa and meet with the Admiral. She will not have been idle in the intervening time, and will doubtless have valuable information to share.
Expected. Right, take this lift to the command room.
Welcome, friends. I take it Ishtola has appraised you of the situation. Let us waste no time, then. According to our best intelligence, the Sahagin had no crystals enough to summon their god. Thus, we did not count on the Serpent Reavers venturing as far as Thanalan to supplement their cache. For our short-sightedness, we are faced with the grim prospect of Leviathan's imminent return. Needless to say, I am not inclined to let the fishbacks have their way. Even as we speak, the Maelstrom makes ready to launch a large-scale operation to thwart the summoning, and we would welcome the Scion's support in this endeavor. But if, gods forbid, our efforts should come to naught, I will need to trouble you for more than mere support, much as I did when Titan last walked these lands. Easy enough? Lady Manvelia, I am given to understand you mean to accompany our soldiers to the front lines. I can only assume that you have some sound reasons for doing so. I do, Admiral. I would rather not be drawn on their nature. I will say only there is something I would see with mine own eyes. Is that so? I am not so stubborn as to deny the wish of one whose aid I require. Precautions must be taken. I shall require that you remain by my side at all times. With that settled, let us speak of the operation. Belzen. Maelstrom scouts are currently reconnoitering Sahagan movements within the Hapsa spawning grounds. Upon completing their mission, they will return to the operation's staging point at Camp Skull Valley. I want you to make your way there forthwith, that you might be appraised of the latest intelligence. Commander Falkraider has charge of the garrison. Man, I am tired. Wait, Camp Skull Valley? Where's that? Billboard. Oh, not that way. This way. I have been expecting you, Scion of the Seventh Dawn. On behalf of the men and women here, I thank you for your cooperation. The safety of our citizens is paramount. With your aid, we will prevent Leviathan's return. As you may already know, Maelstrom scouts have been dispatched to reconnoiter the Sapsa spawning grounds. It pains me to admit it. Maelstrom has never faced a foe the likes of this before. We must proceed with all due caution. Among other things, they have orders to determine where Leviathan might emerge, assuming it has come to that. And yet, the return is long overdue. I fear that ill may have befallen them. For better or worse, we must ascertain their fate. If it is not too much to ask, I would have you aid us in the search. 5 scouts ventured into Sapsa all told. Here, take this flask of restorative to tend to those who may have been wounded. But it pains me to even consider the notion, if they have perished, circumstances permitting, I ask that you recover their bodies. No means venture too deep into enemy territory, however. It will afford to lose you at this juncture. I'll be fine. I have a tank. My ammunition is black magic. Black magic? But what are you casting? Explosion? You? Oh no, wait, there he is. He's just hiding behind a rock. Oh, I owe you my life. ambushed by the Serpent Reavers. Luckily armed as we are, we didn't stand a chance. I was able to flee this far, but the others were captured. They were taken to the Serpent's Tongue, I'm certain of it. To make my own way back to camp. I fear the worst for my comrades. Save them, I beg you. They tell me not to venture too deep into enemy territory. What am I doing? Venturing pretty deep into enemy territory. Wait, you said 5 scouts, there are only 2 here. What happened to the other 2? Those are some pretty big shells. Water almost went down the wrong hole there. You're returned. Thank the navigator. When I learned that you went to the Serpent's Tongue by yourself, I fear that you would be met an untimely demise. But tell me, what became of the others? Here's what's left of them. Gods! We were not intended to kill, but to torture and maim. Savagery know no bounds? These or no, they go too far. I dread to think what may have become of the 2 who remain unaccounted for. I pray that they haven't suffered the same evil fate. At the very least, both my men came back alive. For that, I owe you my thanks. The price we paid was dear. We have the intelligence we need. Even as we speak, the Admiral finalizes the details of the operation. The warhorns will sound at any moment now. Be ready to sally forth when they do. Thrice damned fishback bastards! I'll kill them slowly, then chase their rotten souls through all 7 hells. Peace, Commander. We're here for a purpose, and vengeance is not it. I want your mind on the task at hand. Savvy? My apologies, Admiral. You may count on me to keep a clear head. Good. According to our sole surviving scouts, the Sahagin and their thralls have already begun to amass at the Aetherites in the depths of Sapsa. If we are to act, it must be now. The men are ready. We but await your orders, Admiral. As predicted, the Sahagin have tightened security in and around the spawning grounds. A frontal assault is like to be met with fierce resistance. Ah, but we are not so artless as that, Commander. We shall divide our forces and strike them hard and fast at key locations. Remember, our ultimate objective is to take the Sapsa Aetherite and eliminate the Sahagin priest presiding over the summit. I'm not here to kill them all. You might be. The Maelstrom shall engage and distract the Sahagin's legion of drowned pirates at the Serpent's Tongue. Commander, you have charge over this effort. Be mindful that the lay of the land there is devilish for attacking forces. Let the foreign levies spearhead the assault, and have subsequent units fan out to cover their flanks. At the selfsame moment, a diversionary squadron formed of galleons from the Crimson Fleet shall harry the enemy from offshore. And likewise, we Scions shall form smaller units in hopes of confusing the Sahagin defensive effort. Balzan and Yashola, the two of you are to make your way to the site of the summoning ritual. The Emerald Subversion should serve to thin the enemy's defenses, rendering your path less perilous. A small party, I believe, should be able to win through without drawing unwarranted attention. Leave it to me. Ankred and Yugiri, your mission is to lure as many Sahagin as possible out of the spawning grounds. Having done so, take to your heels and circle round to join the infiltration unit of Yashtola and Balzan. When all has been set in motion, I myself shall cut a path to the Aetherite, accompanied by Lady Menphilia, as we agreed. Well, don't let me keep you, friends. To battle! When last did we fight side by side, Balzan? Too long ago, I warrant. Come, let us away. I welcome it. Violence one true god? We shall see about that. Is that all you have? That's a big crab. You know what? Screw it. Bring it on. Oh, really? Boop. And die. You're right there, Yashtola. Okay, do not concern yourself. Just but a glancing blow. Come, the Aetherite is close at hand. Let us press on.
Damn them. They have made thralls of soldiers and civilians both.
Oh, bollocks. Oh. Nice throw
Did I miss
there.
much? So that is how you fight in the Far East. Mental note, pick no quarrel with Domans. But seriously, if I am to keep up, I must needs forsake elegance for efficiency. To the Aetheryte!
Right then. So the cavalry's arrived.
You'll forgive me my lateness.
I've been something of a liability of late, I know. 'Tis high time I set about making amends.
Long have you shriveled Sorewalkers, tormented our kind. But no more! Your time is at an end!
So you say?
You shall perish with salt in your wounds and sea in your lungs. Lord of the world, hearken to our plea. Lord of the world, deliver us from our misery.
The world, though.
Do you feel that?
Not now.
I know this sensation. It's the echo.
What?
Since when do Sahagin have those?
Such power! It is transcendent!
Oh, what the heck?
7 hells.
Strike me down if you will. It is futile. I have mastered the gift. I am eternal. Oh, mighty Leviathan, ruler of the seas, born of waters primordial, I offer unto you this frail flesh, that you might grant your faithful servants deliverance. I beseech you, come forth!
Oh, cripes.
Die, damn you!
eternal!
Are you sure about that?
Heavens forfend.
Damn it all!
My being am the way. It could by right be infinite. Am I not immortal? Curse you, emissary, who promised me everlasting.
Where did he go?
I think Leviathan ate him.
What say you? Nary a single ship? Hells take that sea demon. Gather the survivors and get to shore. Leave the wrecks for the pirates. Leviathan wastes no time. The diversionary squadron is lost. For a mercy, 'twould seem the Primal now makes for open sea. But why does he not press his advantage? Unless... God save us. He means to unleash a tidal wave.
Oh boy. Understand, I speak of no normal wall of water. That which Leviathan makes ready to conjure carries more destructive power than aught seen in nature. Enough to raise entire coastal settlements, and his last attempt is any guide. We cannot suffer history to be repeated. Yet how in the seven hells are we to prevent it? Though our plight cries out for action, we must take thought. So long as Leviathan remains in the open sea, he is effectively beyond our reach. Our fleet is second to none, of that you may be sure. But Limlian herself would struggle to best the Lord of the Well in his element. In a straight fight, he would make meat and matchwood of us. We need another plan. That much is plain. Let us return to Limsa and see if we cannot think of one. I shall await you in the command room. I should have done this before. Oh well, whatever. Explain in the command room, where do not keep the Admiral waiting.
There used to be a hamlet beyond South Tidegate in western Lanosha. Hearthstone, 'twas called. Some years prior to the Maelstrom's founding, Leviathan rose from the briny depths and set about unleashing watery hell upon us. On that occasion, the company of heroes put him down before he could do too much damage. But when the bastard came next, this time in the wake of the calamity, we were not so fortunate. Weary of ravaging our shoreline, he summoned a tidal wave which fair leveled Hearthstone and washed the soil away for good measure.
The area was subsequently occupied by the Sahagin.
Aye, the thrice-damned creatures transformed it into a spawning ground for their brood. Given the quantity of crystals stolen to feed him and his legion of thralls, we can be fairly sure that Leviathan is stronger now than in his previous incarnations. If that sea demon is left to wreak havoc, what befell Hearthstone may well befall a larger settlement, even Limsa. That cannot happen. The Primal must be stopped.
That was ever our objective, Admiral. But how are we to achieve it? The sea is Leviathan's uncontested domain. The ships of the 3rd Squadron could not close to within 100 yards of the Primal, nor could their cannons pierce his defenses.
I have read the reports, Master Thancred. Our warships may as well have been bloody pleasure barges for all the good they did. 7 hells! Is there no way that we might strike back?
The company of heroes defeated Leviathan, having first lured him into an inlet, but we must needs contend with him upon the open sea. It will avail us little to consult past experience.
Admiral, if I may.
Speak freely, Marshal.
By all accounts, Leviathan's most formidable weapon is the very sea itself. Waves and whirlpools, tides and currents, all these things are his to command. The key to victory, I believe, lies in disarming our foe. This, in effect, is what the company of heroes achieved with their ruse. We cannot lure Leviathan from the sea a second time. But what if we could weaken his hold upon the element of water? I have heard of devices capable of such wonders. They draw upon the power of corrupted crystals, I am told.
Ah.
If mounted upon a ship, such a device might be used to prevent Leviathan from bringing the full force of the sea to bear against us, rendering him no more dangerous than any other sea serpent.
Ah, we're going with the same tactic we used to go against Garuda. Or something similar.
Of course! Sid built a similar device to grant the Enterprise safe passage through Garuda's Tempest, did he not?
Yep, that's what I just said.
Begging your pardon, my lady, but to give credit where it's due, this is something I heard from an old arcanist friend of mine.
It makes little difference who thought of it first, so long as it works. Beg the specifications of this device from your friend, and I shall pass them on to our people at Naldic and Vermelis. But before we proceed any further, I would voice one concern. Piercing Garuda's defenses is one thing. Suppressing Leviathan's attacks, quite another. In matters of science, I am as a babbling babe. But I cannot well imagine that such a feat would be possible without a veritable mountain of corrupted crystals. The question being, do we have a ship big enough to bear such a burden?
Mayhap not, Admiral, but two might. Recall you the tale of Mistbeard's greatest haul? It is said that he lashed 2 ships together, side by side, the better to bear his plunder. By your leave, we might attempt to repeat the trick. The gods know it would be quicker than building a new vessel.
Mistbeard did this. Truly, Marshal, upon the subject of the Pirate King, you are as a scholar.
Now, from what I have gleaned of these matters, the device will need to be in close and constant proximity to the target. To wit, we must lash our twin vessel to Leviathan. This in itself will be no small feat. Ramming speed will be required, but given the weight of the cargo, that will only be attainable with the aid of a towing vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Suffice it to say, the task of piloting said vessel will entail considerable danger, and I would not ask it of another. I volunteer myself.
will be dangerous for all involved, but we have no better recourse. Very well. Commodore, assemble the remnants of the fleet at Morabee Bay. Give priority to our soundest vessels. The repairs can wait. Storm Marshal Slafierson, command of the operation is yours. I want that twin vessel ready to sail post-haste.
At once, Admiral.
And then there is the small matter of slaying the beast. The fate of Limsa Lominsa rests upon your shoulders once again. Go well, warrior of light.
Alright. Back to business as usual. Here I go, killing gods again. Beings held as gods also exist in what you call the Far East. Legends tell us they walked among us in days of yore, but I confess that I never truly believed them. That I should live to behold one is humbling and horrifying in equal measure. Now that I've come face to face with the Primal, I do begin to understand why the Garleans fear them so. What is it?
What is it, Admiral? And does it best that it be delivered at once?
I'm listening.
According to the Yellow Jackets, a man who appeared who claims to have defeated Leviathan.
One other company of heroes?
Details are yet hazy, Admiral. We have dispatched one of our own to question the individual.
I am disinclined to put any store by this claim. And even should it be true, it is as Historia said. None save the company of heroes have bested Leviathan, and we know how they went about it. If this man is one of their number, what could he tell us of us that we do not already know? That we do not know already. And yet, having waited Limsa's survival on 2 ships, some rope, and a pile of crystals, can we afford to ignore this man? If his testimony could yield us any manner of advantage, should we not hear it? Damn it all. Twin vessels should be ready should soon be ready. We have no time to wait for the Maelstrom's report on the supposed Primal Slayer's claims. Nelson, seek him out and learn what he knows. At the very least, it will spare you the torment of waiting for the reckoning and idleness.
The man you are looking for is believed to be a resident of the Grey Fleet in Lower Nausea.
Lenosha.
In Lower Lenosha. The Storm Private sent to question him should already be in the vicinity. Your journey proved fruitful.
I think I know exactly who this is. And I think he needs another dosage of annihilation. Getting kind of cold lately. Though it is winter where I am. I'm now just feeling the chill. Yeah, I think I know exactly who this is. Freaking doing it again. Yep, it's this asshole.
Now look here, you. You gotta have your bloody store right up. You carry those sacks of grain over to the mill.
Sir, that's what you said before you had me pick those orders for you. And before I mucked the chocobo staples. And before I rolled that millstone over to the mill. And also before...
Gosh, man, I worked 3 days straight without a wink of sleep. 3 days. And you hear me complaining?
Oh, some of us just ain't made of the roughest stuff. Alright, I'll give you what you want. Evidently said that old Trackatum ain't a generous soul. Now pick your ears, because I won't be repeating myself tomorrow, see? Besides, there's only so much epicness a man can stir in one sitting. King, yep, tale Tracks comes epic victory over the dread primal Leviabetus. Leviabetus. Now, Leviabetus is huge, make no mistake. Now give it to me, Elmo. To give me that, I'll make each of his scales weigh as wide as me members long. And that's no mean feat, let me tell you. When I fought him, I could barely see for all the brawn he was pelting me with. What's been Lagoon's worth, at least. Not me trust me axe in me hands on one stage. Must have proved to be a grave mistake. Well, what happened next? Well, I grabbed him by the tail and tied him in a knot. But not wanting to take all the glory for myself, I let me mates the company heroes handle the rest. Like I said, I'm modest as well as heroic. We have 2 martyrs. Now there's some you that say you never truly beat Leviabetus. Then, with that you got to live and learn with him and make the best of a bad situation. Not the company, though. Wow, it's you! I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I was just enjoying the attention is all. I take back everything I said. What do I part of copy here? I'm no marauder. I'm actually a complete coward. You know, I'm a tugboat dog. No, I'm a maggot, you fool. Wriggling in tugboat dog. I have a lot of women to tumble them. And that don't happen much. Me members tiny, just pathetic. I'm sure as hell didn't fight Leviabetus, but I have seen him with my own eyes. It was a few years back when I was working at Baggett's Hand. I was shirking my duties one day, loitering about the harbor when I saw it. A great big massive sea serpent, some moments on the coast, with a fleet of galleons making straight for it, cannon firing. I was so bloody scared, I swore myself right then and there. Right there and then. What? Oh god, I just remember that day made me show myself all over again. Hey, wait. If you're asking about Leviabetus, means you're planning to fight him, ain't you? Well, take care. It really is terrible. Dreadful, I tell you. If you're not careful, you'd end up in the gullet or at the bottom of the sea. Will do, you bastard. Why, you worthless lying horse, son. I can't believe you made me handle Choco and Dog. I'm surprised you're not arrested. Son, this is Mephilia. Were you able to learn aught? Were you able to learn aught of use against Leviathan? Leviabetus? I see. That's unfortunate. At any rate, I have tidings for you. The twin vessel is now complete. We await you at the Morby docks. Pray, make your way here as soon as you are able. I am upset that he gets away scot-free again. A guy like that should be arrested for stuff like that. I'm told your jaunt to the Great Fleet proved fruitless. My sympathies, lad. I'll wager it served to take your mind off the events of recent days, though. Enough that nonsense. The moment of truth is upon us. The twin vessel, the War Leader, I call her, is complete, and she surpasses all my expectations. In addition to her prodigious tonnage, she has been fitted with a platform that you and yours might maneuver freely in battle. I would mention also that she is nigh unsinkable. I am not one to tempt fate. The World Leader and her crew stand ready, my friend. Just give the word, and we shall bear you to Leviathan. I know that look. You're ready. Having been constructed in some haste, the world leader may not be pretty, but I assure you she's capable. She's been fitted with what our friends at Nikla and Hillies are calling an elemental converter. Assuming the thing works, it'll use the power of the corrupted crystals on board to rob Leviathan of his hold over water. Depending on how the battle unfolds, you may well need to activate the device manually. Keep that in mind. It is expected that Sahagin and their thralls will attempt to come to Leviathan's defense. Accordingly, the Maelstrom will once again employ diversions. Ankret and Y'shtola, I will have you assist in this effort. If it is to fulfill its purpose, the diversionary force must not want for numbers. By your leave, I too would volunteer my blade. We would welcome it. Having seen you fight in Sapsa, I dare say the fishbacks will find your presence highly diverting. Ankret and Y'shtola, if you would join the 3rd levy, Lady Ugiri, the 5th. But what words I have for the man who has made a sport of slaying gods? Only these. Go warily, for the sea is an unforgiving place to wage war. May the navigator guide you through the storm, warrior of light. I would echo the Admiral's sentiments, and add a few words of my own. Know that we all have the utmost faith in you, Valzin. May the crystal bless and keep you. Now let's go fight a sea dragon who eats the world. Since there is no duty support for this one, I will do this as this. The World Eater. The World Eater. Oh. Oh boy, here it comes. That is sick. Death to the danger noodle. Knowing the urgency of your business, I thought it best to refrain from making conversation during your past visits. But today I will permit myself a few words. I feel truly privileged to have had the honor of admitting a hero such as you. You're an inspiration to us all, sir. On that note, the Admiral awaits you in the command room. Wink.
We Lominsons are sworn to strive, till sea swallows all. And swallow all it would have, had Leviathan prevailed. That we still strive now, we owe in no small part to you. Not for the first time, you have delivered Limsa Lominsa from the wrath of a primal. Never has our nation known a stouter ally.
Well, I couldn't have done it alone.
On behalf of my people, I give you my humblest thanks. 'Tis meet that I give thanks to old Mistbeard, too, for his fine solution. Whatever else he may have been, 'tis clear he was a resourceful soul. Would that I had a man like him in my service.
I saw that.
Before I set foot in these lands, I had no inkling that the people of Eorzea contended with such mighty foes. Suffice it to say, their existence came as something of a shock, as did the idea that they could be defeated. This experience has served to remind me of the vastness of the world, and the boundless potential of man. Though I am but a refugee in this realm, I would fain be of use to you in your fight. Know that I am tutored in one of the foremost combat arts of the Far East. It may seem outlandish to the Eorzean eye, but should any of your people care to learn, I would be pleased to initiate them.
And I will see to it that they are grateful. I have no doubt that your knowledge and skills will serve us well. Besides, your art is not so outlandish as you think. Would you not agree, Master Thancred?
Naught escapes your searching eye, Admiral. Few are privy to this information, but Limsa Lominsa is home to a certain secret fraternity. Its members are trained in a form of combat not unlike your own. By my judgment, it should not be beyond such individuals to adapt to the techniques I witnessed you employing with such admirable deftness.
I am heartened to hear this. I too noted a kinship between your style and mine own, though it seemed to me that you fought differently in the beginning.
I suppose I do. What can I say? I'm a man of many talents.
Though you may labor to believe it, Thancred was once something of a scoundrel who fraternized with the criminal class in these parts.
Yestola! You jest, of course.
But for a chance encounter with Alphino's grandsire, he might never have left Limsa Lominsa, or received an education in Sharlayan, or taken up his post in Uldar, which is where he trained in the blade, lest you wonder.
Minfilia, please!
It would seem there is more to you than meets the eye, Master Thancred.
Lady Yugiri, I am told that you and yours came to Eorzea seeking permanent resettlement, and that many domins have since been engaged as frontier hands at Revenant's Toll. Moderna is many things, but a place of refuge it is not. Know that I would like nothing better than to furnish your people with a new home here on Lominsan soil. Alas, racked by instability as we are, our nation is in no fit state to take you in. Yet I'll not have it said that we turned a blind eye to your suffering. Until such time as we can do more, I pledge to send provisions.
We are in your debt, Admiral. I realize that it scarce qualifies as repayment, but if it please you, I shall set about sharing my martial knowledge with your people at once.
We getting pirate ninjas.
You wished a word in private.
The better not to spoil the festive mood. History repeats itself, Admiral. As the kobolds did before them, the Sahagin resorted to summoning their god over a territorial feud. They acted in self-preservation. It may be that the Sahagin initiated this particular clash, but how it begins does not interest me so much as how it ends.
I have not forgotten our conversation, Y'shtola. I am aware that man bears part of the blame for the Primal's existence. Nor am I ignorant of the Sahagin's reason for acting. They sought to secure a place to breed and multiply that their kind might survive. Self-preservation, as you say. But we have as much right to live and thrive as they. If our own survival is threatened, are we to lay down our arms and welcome oblivion? Nay.
And so you kill, that you might live. Yet if living is a right, then that right belongs to all peoples, be they men or beastmen.
I'll not deny your reasoning. But when a storm gathers, it falls to me to see my people safely through it. That is my duty, and I shall do it.
As must we all, Admiral. Stay the course, then. But know that it will lead to no good end.
Man has ever put himself first and foremost. To justify his actions, he clads himself in the armor of righteousness, though it be a fancy of his own making. In this, mayhap the Garleans and we Domans are not so different.
Eorzea has become as a raging sea. If we are to keep our heads above the waves, we cannot scruple to drown the man next to us. When hopes of coexistence founder, strength must determine who has the greater right to live.
All right. And with that, I think that will do it. Thank you all for tuning in, those who have. I'll see about my rescheduling for Ender Lilies as I fit around my new and upcoming schedule. As always, I'll be continuing these streams, same time, around the same time every week on Saturday. And also, as always, you can follow me on Twitter at the Reppington, even though the whole dang site is imploding. But for now, and as always, until next time, folks.